One doom, one special doom, one funeral doom, one experimental doom. If you say most of the questions with a yes, then this one is for you, called Kraken Duumvirate. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, coming from Latin that is. This one is called The Stars Below, the Seas Above, and this one is a curious case. First of all, it's doom, but it's not traditional doom. It's not exactly funeral doom, it's not exactly doom death, but let's be honest about it, it definitely has some elements of these genres mentioned, and with its 7 tracks, of which half are listed here because the rest of are like interludes. This album spins more than 62 minutes, and the style is something that could be called experimental doom. But it's very, very much related to funeral doom with its style. Two-man as the Duumvirate kind of suggests. If you don't know what that means, it technically means something like two-man government, like monarchy, but, well, two people. Something like that in that direction anyway. You can Wikipedia or Google it if you want to be getting more precise description of the name. And Kraken obviously is related to that sea monster we all know from popular culture, classic historical stories and so forth. This band is from Finland. It's been out for quite some while, but the band's lineup remains a mystery, at least for now, the time being. 2 members of whose real identity is not yet revealed. Who knows if it ever will be, but nobody really cares. What matters is that this band has these oceanic legends, cosmic horror themes, so you can pretty much spell Lovecraft, the author that is. And this one is the debut album. And like I said, it features 7 tracks, of which half of them, well, 3 of them, are kind of interludes. And throughout the course of action, you will see that this one has 4 lengthier tracks, 10, 12, 13, almost 15 minutes. And that should already give you a little bit of indication what kind of a experimental doom this is. Like I said, it's kind of a funeral doom, but not in the traditional type. Now what there is very traditional here is the kind of a deep and growly vocals, which is definitely the kind of a trademark thing of the given genre. Obviously you will have very slow pace, kind of a droning guitar work and all that stuff. The kind of a landmark elements of what the funeral doom is all about. But what separates this is the use of electronic parts of ideas with the music. And that is combined then again with some interesting guitar leads. And all these are very important in terms of making this album quite interesting. Because the thing is, once you start too repetitive and monotone with your music, it can become quite tedious, especially when the album is as lengthy as this one. The other thing is, when you have a lot of repetition and when your songs are extra lengthy, it can become quite boring. Let's be honest about it, most bands are not able to season their music in a ways that it's interesting enough. But that is where Kraken Duumvirate is actually shining, because they are able to keep the music like in constant motion. There is kind of a flow that keeps this album going even with this horrendous length. Now, I would still say this album would have benefit of more kind of catchier parts, even more maybe interesting guitar leads or nuances, which would have made all these songs a little bit more memorable or catchy. I know word catchy is not exactly something you would probably use when it comes to a funeral doom or any kind of doom with lengthy tracks, but I think it's kind of fundamental to keep that interest going on. Now, where this band also shines with this album is that the atmosphere is right there and it's pretty captivating. Obviously, this is not music when you want to drink beer, have fun, party on and all that stuff, in case that happens to be your cup of tea. But if you want a soundtrack for your nocturnal activities, whatever that might be, or maybe music to go on for your strolling about, jogging or whatever, something that you want to just get your brain out of the everyday life, a little bit escapism, this might be your cup of tea. a very interesting release with kind of a unique approach to the already forged genre. Give it a go. I think it's worth a shot. Not everybody's cup of tea, but those who can understand the genre are most likely going to like this one. Take care and bye bye.